Hello everyone, welcome to Roma Theory. It's actually cold this morning, but I like this. I like a little bit of a chill breeze. Anyways, new day, end of a new week, no new signings, but a big player which could leave. In fact, is on the verge of leaving. Roger IBANEZ is on the verge of joining Al-AHLI in Saudi Arabia for a lot of money, and we'll talk about this today. It's a continuation to the last IBANEZ live stream. I'm going to speak about this move. I'm going to speak about the money involving this move. And then at the end, what can this deal unlock? So, IBANEZ, yesterday, Fabrizio Romano said that Al-AHLI presented a bid to Roma. And that the two top clubs were negotiating, while on the player side, the player had already agreed personal terms with Al-AHLI. And that is another clear factor that players, it's that period of time, it's those peak years, especially after all the players Saudi bought, it's becoming more attractive because of the money. IBANEZ earns 2 million at Roma at time of speaking. In his first year at Al-AHLI in Saudi Arabia, Mahrez, Bobby Firmino, Mendy's team, he would earn 5 times the amount he earns in Rome. He would earn around 10 million per season. That was the factor which made IBANEZ say yes. And look, that's kind of the savior of Saudi. Saudi is an absolute ruin of football. But if there is anything positive, is that they get your players, but you get quite a lot of money. Because as much as IBANEZ is getting a lot of money from this, Roma is actually getting a lot of money from this. We have to start off by saying, Pinto always wanted to ask a 30 million for IBANEZ. He's always retained IBANEZ's value around 30 million, and that's exactly why he did not proceed to talk with Nottingham Forest, because their offer was 25 million, and Pinto has understood, first of all, that he's got out of prospects, and he can improve a lot, and he can become a very top-class defender, and that his contract doesn't end anytime soon with Roma, so we could have asked more money. And second of all, he has basically understood that he is the only player we could have sacrificed in this summer window to fuel up the transfer budget after Tammy's injury. So all the juice of this transfer window was concentrated on IBANEZ leaving. So we had to trigger as much money as possible on it. And that's exactly why it looks like he's accepted the Al-AHLI offer, because as Di Marzio said last night, it would be an offer which base value plus the bonuses plus the resale clauses would all in total reach the 35 million euros. Now, with all of IBANEZ's respect, can become a top-class defender, I have no doubt. But how on earth can we say no to an offer which can reach the 35 million euros for IBANEZ? It is impossible for a team like Roma to say no to this. And this is why I am very happy about this, because 35 million is a ton of money. And we can reinvest it, if we're smart, in 2 very good striker signings. So that's something which has to be understood. I understand that there might be some IBANEZ divas watching this going, IBANEZ, we need IBANEZ. Now that IBANEZ is off, we don't have a replacement. Smalling is getting old. Smalling isn't fast. And I understand all of that. But lads and lasses, 35 million in total for IBANEZ is like water in the desert for us. And that's I'm shivering. It's actually cold. That's exactly why we can never in a million years have turned this down. It's a big offer. Now, speaking about him, he's very young. He basically lived this dream a few months ago of being called by the Brazilian national team. The Brazilian national team is not any national team. The Brazilian national team, the Seleção, is an honor to be part of that team. You know, Ancelotti's Italian, and personally, this is my opinion, Mancini, the Italian coach, is not going to last longer. Ancelotti is going to terminate his contract with the Real Madrid. He could have easily arranged that in a few years he would become the manager of his country and represent his people, but he decided for the Brazil offer. That makes you understand how much of an honor it is to play for the Brazilian national team. Him, what? He's like 23 years old. If he goes to Saudi, he's not going to be part of the Brazil team anymore. I don't rate this move for him much. I think a move to the Premier League would have been better, but obviously he did this because of money, and that's something which nowadays we take for granted. You know, players, 80% of their transfer requests are all about money. You know, Ibanez wasn't convinced about Nottingham Forest. Maybe financially, because they couldn't offer a lot of money. Maybe ambitiousness-wise, because they're a relegation side. I don't know. But Al-AHLI is definitely becoming more attractive, no doubt about that. But as I've said many times, playing there subtracts you from the European stage, which is the centre of football and will always remain the centre of football. Anyways, what next is the big question. We've got a lot of money, 35 million in total. Obviously, 10% of this would have to go to Atalanta for a resale clause that we signed in his contract. So if it's 35 altogether, we would need to give Atalanta 3.5 million. 35 is going to be the total. We obviously won't get 35 million now. We're probably going to get 30 million now, plus a few add-ons if he achieves some objectives. In what the hell is happening with this church? I sure it's like half an hour. It's ringing. But yeah. We won't get all the money now, but we can surely reinvest it. Now, one thing is certain. If Jose wants Morata, we can easily get Morata with this money. And we can easily get another player with Morata, because if we have to pay 20 million to Atletico Madrid, let's say we get 30 million now, we get 20 million for Morata for Atletico Madrid, and 10 million plus something from our own pocket money to sign Marcos Leonardo, something like that. What I'm trying to say here is, with this amount of money, if we get somebody like Arnautovic, we are the most idiots of the idiots of the idiots. If we get 35 million euros and spend it on a 35-year-old player, I swear on God, Thiago Pinto needs to be crucified. This needs to be spent so well, because people underestimate how much 35 million is for Italian football. For the Premier League, it's nothing. They spend 35 million in 24 hours. 35 million in the Italian system of football is a lot, and we can reinvest it well. Concluding this, good luck to Roger. I've always loved him as a player, apart from the 2 slips-ups in the derbies. Bonus with Ibanez selling is that obviously we'll be back playing 11 versus 11 in derbies. Now, only joking. Respect to him. He's always loved this team. He's always fought for this team. But as I've said many times, this is the life of a Roma fan, and this is the life of a Roma person. You know, sometimes you gotta say goodbye. Maybe not forever, but sometimes you gotta say goodbye, and we need this money so much, and I support us selling Ibanez because I care about this team, and because the only way for this team to improve and get some solid players in the transfer window is by getting this money. If we don't sell Ibanez, we're not gonna improve. And if we don't sell Ibanez, there is no chance we're going to fight for top 4. So, I'm happy Ibanez is leaving. I wish him all the best. Good luck in Saudi, mate. I'll talk to you soon. I'll talk to you tonight. Friendly game tonight. Yeah, we'll speak then if we don't have any transfer breaking news earlier than that. If you haven't already, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. I'm going to catch you tonight. And yeah. Pop your comments on Ibanez and who you want this money to be reinvested in. See you out.